If you desire to walk in alignment with your purpose, to live a life of joy, abundance, and fulfillment, you've come to the right place. This is Sarah Locke, and welcome to Purpose Unlocked. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about interview preparation, and I'm going to give you my 3 must-dos before an interview. I know that a lot of companies have unfortunately experienced layoffs, including the company that I was working for last year. So a lot of us have been impacted, and the job market feels really competitive. So I just want to make sure that you are as prepared as possible so you can walk into your interview feeling confident and ready to own this job, right? So the first thing that I want you to prepare is be able to talk about salary and know when it's appropriate to bring it up. So oftentimes the first interview is going to be just a quick HR interview. Most of the time, they should have listed the salary range on the job posting. So you should know walking into a job what they are expecting to pay someone. Now, if they haven't listed this already, this is definitely going to be something that you want to bring up during that initial HR screening, just so that you know that you and the company are not wasting each other's time. The HR person might actually even ask you what your salary range and expectation is during that first interaction. I would do my best to try to put that on them to answer first. So if you can, while they're doing their HR interview, asking you about your background a little bit, while you're wrapping up that conversation, I would say something along the lines of, oh, I noticed there was not a salary range listed for this position. Would you mind informing me what that range is? And they should definitely be able to tell you. They shouldn't put that back on you. I would do my best to put that on them and ask the question before they ask you. It's going to feel a little bit awkward, but honestly, they should have listed it in the job description anyway. So this should be a question that they're expecting, and they're not going to think you're rude for asking. I would not ask the hiring manager this question. Again, this is if the initial screening is with someone in HR. So this is more of an HR question. If the salary was listed on the job description, you're comfortable with the range, and it falls obviously within what you're wanting to make, otherwise you wouldn't have applied for the job, ideally, then it's probably not something that either of you is going to bring up. It will probably just be a mutual understanding of, okay, we listed the salary range. This person feels that they fall in that range, so it should be fine. In that case, you're probably not going to talk specific numbers until the end of the interview process. So when it's between you and maybe like 1 or 2 other candidates where they're getting the offers ready, then numbers and specific salary numbers might come up. In that case, a lot of the time they will make you an initial offer before you've even spoken numbers. So that is what will happen a lot of the time. You have every right to push back. You can ask for, oh, actually, I was expecting to make X, Y, and Z. Again, a lot of HR people, especially recruiters, will ask you these questions before they give you an initial offer just to avoid some of the back and forth. But again, don't be afraid to have some of that back and forth conversation. No one's going to be upset. You deserve to ask for what you're worth. If they won't give you the number that you wanted, you can also ask for a sign-on bonus, okay? It's okay to ask for a sign-on bonus. It's okay to ask for additional PTO. So even if they say no to the number, you still have options and things you can ask for. Ask for the sun, the moon, and the stars, because your way in the door is the only time that you're going to be able to kind of have that power and ask for anything you want. The second thing that you are going to prepare is your answer to tell me about yourself. Because I don't think that there is going to be a situation where they're not going to ask you that. It's not only like expected, it's also polite. You don't generally jump into a conversation saying, okay, what's your background? What would you do in this situation? Most people are going to start the conversation with, tell me about yourself. oftentimes, to make it feel a little bit less awkward and make you feel a little bit more comfortable and calm your nerves a little bit, they might start by telling you about themselves and telling you about the company. And then they'll say, now I would love to hear from you. So make sure that you are able to confidently and calmly answer the question or the statement, tell me about yourself. You're going to make sure that you touch on your education background, especially if that's relevant, your work experience, obviously, how that relates to the job that you're applying for. And you're going to want to make this short and sweet, okay? You're not telling anybody your whole life story, but you're going to want to wrap it up with why all of what you just said makes you the perfect candidate for this position. So you're going to say, oh, my education is in this, my background is in this, I have a lot of experience doing X, Y, and Z, and that's why I feel that this is such a great opportunity for me, because I'm going to be able to slide right in doing X, Y, and Z for your company as well, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you're going to use this as your pitch to sell yourself right off the bat. Okay, you know that they're going to ask you, so this is some of the best information that you can prepare to be ready. And it's going to set the tone for the rest of the interview. If you answer that part confidently and you feel like you and the person on the other side are already having good rapport, it's going to make the rest of the interview go so much easier, because that weight is going to be lifted off your shoulders and you're going to feel confident and you're going to be like, okay, now I'm rocking and rolling. I can continue this conversation. And then finally, the third thing that I want you to do is make sure that you go in to the interview feeling confident, feeling like your best self. So obviously that means putting on your power blazer and also practicing what I call your power pose. Now, while you are practicing your answer for tell me about yourself, I want you to be doing that out loud. I want you to be standing up straight, chest out, feeling confident. And then before you enter the meeting room, you can do this in the bathroom at the place you're interviewing at. You can do this at your home before you leave your house, but practice your power pose for a few seconds, at least 10 to 30 seconds. And what the power pose is, you can do a number of things. The easiest one is the Superwoman. So if you're listening online, I have my hands on my hips and my chest proud, and you're going to take deep breaths and you're going to visualize yourself owning this interview. Okay? So changing your physiology really does change your mental state. So that's why you want to practice your power pose, stand confidently, take a deep breath. So the Superwoman is one that I would start with. I think it's the easiest. It's also one you could practice anywhere because it doesn't look very silly. It just kind of looks like you're standing confidently and getting ready for something. The other one I like to call the track star, because it's just kind of hands up, like you're ready to go, you're ready to rock, you've won, you're already victorious. So if this is your power pose, go for it. That one you might want to do in your house because you might feel a little crazy, but that's one that you can do too. And the last one that I could think of, I call the rock star. So that is fist in the air, rocking out like you are the bomb. Okay, so these are 3 examples of what a power pose could be. You can come up with your own. You could do peace signs, you could do a little dance, but make sure that you feel like you are in a stance and position of power, and visualize yourself answering all the questions, being confident, them liking you, and feeling good energy and good vibes while you're in that meeting. So those are the 3 things that you are going to do to prepare for your next interview so you can crush it and get the job of your dreams. So I wish you best of luck, and if this was helpful, please give me a like and a subscribe and share it with someone that you love, especially someone that you know needs to prepare for their next interview.
Thank you for the precious gift of your time. If you found this helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone you love. Until next time, count your blessings, love yourself, and stay fabulous.